Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dicing with Death. Zwiehard, you are underground in this ancient forge that seems to be blessed by your god's presence. He has handed you, more or less, a hunk of mithril ore, and you have a small ball of mithril as well. What are you thinking right about now?
This is too good to be true. It must be some sort of test. So I think for a good long while. Well. And I think eventually I come to the conclusion that we've got to get this forge up and running again. Got to get it burning.
All right. Well, let's talk about what you need.
So I'd already gathered firewood, right?
Yes.
So I think we'll light the forge with that. And light the halfling, I think, with that. So I will, prepare him for cremation. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but I think that's what makes sense to me right now.
Okay.
The
halfling goes up in flames.
Probably just like in the belly of the forge, right? I don't know what it's like a big cylinder thing, or not like a chamber.
Yeah, it's a big chamber with a chimney that leads out of it. There's plenty of room to toss fuel and to insert things as needed.
Halflings.
Halflings, yes.
I don't have a religion proficiency, so I don't know if this is some sort of horrifyingly evil act, but
if it feels right in your heart, you can't go wrong. Well, the halfling goes up in flames. His ashes and smoke rise to the gods in a sort of sacrifice and a sort of holy ritual, maybe. You're not entirely sure. And you take stock of the area around you.
Do I know of any coal mines in the neighborhood? What territory am I in? Is this still Dwarf County?
This is Dwarf County, but there's nothing out here. This is like abandoned ancient territory that was lost 1,000 years ago or so.
Why is that because it's not it's the resources aren't worth the mining? Is it because the monsters are too fearsome?
Well, when the gods came and fucked up the world, this area was sort of abandoned by your people. The people that lived here all kind of died. And then it was never really reclaimed because a lot of this area had been thoroughly mined, it was thought. Yeah. And people just set up elsewhere and have been focused on other places, and population growth is pretty slow, and there's monsters. There's probably plenty of valuable resources left, but
so would there be any coal?
There should be coal somewhere.
Nearby.
The Hendercoss Hills are chock full of coal.
Yeah, so I need to go find some. I don't know. I wouldn't know of anywhere. Like, I assume my family's mines are all like way out.
Yeah, they're all way over here. So you're not going to know.
Probably just the ones closer to town are more valuable because you can less transportation costs through the hills.
It's a huge pain to haul.
Am I likely to find was that what kind of mine was that basilisk in?
That looked to be a copper mine, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
But before we get any further, let's talk about the things you're going to need to repair the forge. You're going to need a source of fuel, so you're going to need some coal. These tools are all kind of rusted and corroded, so you're going to need something like a file to get off all the corrosion on them, or something to clean up your tools nice and clean like. What else do you think you're going to need to get a forge operational? You're going to need to repair the bellows. Their leather is pretty tattered. Let's see, what else would you need? You'll need a fresh source of water. There is a creek nearby. There's not a lot of water in it, but with patience, you could fill that up.
So, was there a crucible so that'd be like a big ceramic vessel for melting metal?
Yes,
there is the high heats.
Yes, there is an old crucible here. It's got a crack running through it.
So that's useless. There's just as well not a crucible. Unless you're saying it's not the whole way down and you could melt a little bit.
Yeah, the crucible will fill and then it'll like kind of spill out some extra. So when you try and extract the metal, it'll be like a little chamber and then some like stuff coming off the sides. It'll work for a while, but it's definitely going to need to be replaced sooner than later, you know?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, we need to find a source of coal, and I may just head into Mead's. I'm probably going to need some. Or is that against the rules of this?
This
quest
is
that I can't ask for help.
Maybe not against the rules of the Holy Quest, but against the rules of your coming of age ceremony.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So coal is, I guess, what I'm going to find first. Find a mine and get the furnace up and running. A file. So basically, I need like a grinding stones, whetstones, which I don't have.
Mm-hmm.
Like something to, so I guess rocks are probably what I'll be gathering there. I check my pockets if I have that hand from that carving?
Yeah, you do. You tucked into your
I think
pocket when you heard things.
like I was looking at it in a panic, I think, or like I was, while I was at the basilisk nest.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a chip of that seems like a fitting grinding stone, and I'll have to gather other stones from the nearby area to get different grits.
Mm-hmm.
Keep my eyes open. But I guess we're gonna head back out looking for a place to get coal. Can you make coal? I don't think you can faster, right? Typically dig out.
You can make
petrified
charcoal, but
wood.
you need to find coal. Yeah. So you leave your little underground mine.
What HP am I at as I'm
full?
Stepping out into the sunlight full.
Your god has blessed you and restored your wounds to full. Or restored your HP to full.
Okay.
And as you step out, kind of surveying these hills, being like, where the fuck am I going to find coal? You can almost feel your deity kind of guiding you, turning you to the west. Mm-hmm. And you find yourself drawn towards the west as the sun is just a little bit behind you in the east now. And you feel like that is the way to go.
Yeah, so I guess we head off. Mm-hmm. Myself and Goat.
All right, you and Goat head west in search of a mine, in search of coal or something. And you get a couple miles. You get 2 or 3 hills over when you see another little old abandoned village down there. But this one seems to be occupied with other things. There is what do you call them? A hobgoblin riding on the back of a giant scorpion, cruising through this old village.
That is absolutely terrifying. By what fortune did I get to spot this hobgoblin before?
You are cresting the hill, looking down.
Where he saw me. Yeah.
Well, he may have seen you.
Are there other hobgoblins milling about this encampment? Did you say it looks like? Does it look like it's a mine, perhaps, like a mining camp?
Quite probably. I mean, everything in these hills are mining camps.
Like it's a small collection of buildings, right?
Yeah, it's a small collection of ruined buildings. Everything out
on
here.
On the hillside?
No, down in a little valley.
Okay.
Yeah, and this hobgoblin is on this giant scorpion, and you can see there are like large bags hanging off the sides of the scorpion. The hobgoblin has a spear nearby at his side, is wearing some sort of, or has some hide armor next to him that he's not wearing because it's so freaking hot out. It looks like he is a hobgoblin caravan of sorts, with all these like bags hanging off his saddle and on the front and the back of the scorpion. It looks like he is transporting goods from one place to another.
This is an awfully terrifying transport.
Yeah.
So I guess if it doesn't look like I'm spotted, I'll watch. I mean, I was looking for other hobgoblins. Like I was imagining, like I stumbled across a village crawling with them, but it looks like it's just the one.
Yeah, it looks like one traveling hobgoblin carrying supplies between two places that's passing through this area. He comes over to an old well and stops, dismounts his scorpion, and drops a bucket down, pulls it up, and starts drinking from the bucket in the well.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and. How far away am I as I'm watching this?
I think you're like 300 feet at the top of a hill, maybe laying down low, so you're not.
Yeah. So I'm like praying, blessing myself. I'm gonna take a swig of dwarven spirits for courage and expend a bless. And then I'm going to we're just gonna ambush this poor sucker before it knows what hit it. Yeah, next I'm gonna cast. As soon as I catch Sunscorch, they'll know I'm here. Sunscorch range 40 yards. So I'm not within sun. Okay, I'm gonna cast Strength of Stone after Bless.
Strength of Stone?
Yeah. And I think a little bit of my my plume disappears. And a chip of granite. Dwarfs always have granite in their pocket.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that boosts me to 16 strength.
Okay.
Okay. And then, is he still drinking? These like 2 minutes as I've watched?
I mean, he's like sipping some water, taking a breather, sipping some more water, dumps it back, dumps it over his head, lowers the bucket back down.
Yeah. And so I'm going to just expend all my spell slots. Why not? I'm a blessed cleric. I got the gods on my side for now. Might as well send them in the right direction, banishing this chaotic, evil alliance. Scorpion and Orc. Oh, gosh.
So you've got Bless, and you've got Strength of Stone on you.
And as I go to close, I'm going to unleash a Sun Scorch. We'll see. So let's have the Scorpion. Can you call shot Sun Scorch? I don't think you can you?
No.
But the Scorpion, I think it just finds that the sun is a little too hot today. Let's get a saving throw versus Spell.
Definitely a fail. Scorpion's saving throw is not a 12.
Yeah, cool.
Cool. So the sun,
Mountain Scorpions.
The sun reaches down.
Not D26.
If only.
Max damage. 8.
Oh, wow.
There's no way to call shot the tail specifically, is there?
No, there's not.
Okay.
Okay, so the sun comes down, hits the scorpion full on its back, and it lets out a shriek, like a... which draws the hobgoblin's attention, who sees the, sunbeam already in full daylight, but just like a brighter section of sun coming down.
And then I think it sees Zwiehard striding towards him. Buckler strapped on, but I think halberd is equipped. So we're gonna go halberd and then battle axe close range. And and intercepting this transport.
Comes charging down the hills.
I think it's striding triumphantly as the sun blares down on all of us, and we're gonna roll for initiative.
Yes.
And I'm 2 rounds into bless, so there's 4 more of that. And 1 round into strength of stone.
So they go at 5 and 8 respectively.
4 more both bless and strength of stone. Good, I guess it's in the right order. Sorry. And 16 on my initiative. Not great.
All right. So
we're at 300 feet.
Right.
I guess the sun scorch goes off at 40 yards. So he's probably we're 120 feet.
Right.
Apart.
The hobgoblin runs, dropping the bucket down into the well. runs back over to... Why the fuck did that just turn off? Runs back over to the scorpion, grabbing his spear off the scorpion's back, and then like hiding behind the scorpion after tapping on the side and pointing in your direction. He just like takes up a stance behind the scorpion, putting it between you and him. The scorpion goes at 5 and begins to shuffle in your direction.
Well then,
and
I get an attack of opportunity if it comes within 5 feet of me.
It does. It is coming all the way up to you to stab you and pinch you.
Do I get a bonus to hit because it is an orcish scorpion and is fighting with orcish battle tactics?
Oh, it's a hobgoblin on the back.
Sorry. No, hobgoblins are
on your list?
Fine too. Yeah, we're racist against them.
Unfortunately, you're not racist against scorpions, so.
All right.
Yeah.
14 to hit.
14 will definitely hit the scorpion. It will have its armor, its chitinous plating will be the equivalent of, I think, padded armor or leather armor on it.
Well, here we come a thwacking with a hacking halberd. Zwiehard with that 16 strength. I think it's D10, right? Right? Am I using the right die?
I think halberds are D10, yeah.
Sweet.
You hit it for 8, which is reduced by 2. So it takes 6 damage as your halberd just like crunches into the midsection between its head and its stinger, right on top of that.
Not the
saddle.
stinger? I didn't chop the stinger off?
No, you didn't chop the stinger off.
Does it attack me?
It does. It'll come with 2 pincers and 1 stinger against you.
It comes for me. It doesn't take the goat bait.
It does not take the goat bait. So it'll hit you with each of its slices. One of them will do 4 points of slashing damage. The other will do 7 points of slashing damage as the pincers sort of grab at you.
4 and 7, you said.
I do.
Slashing is what I want, correct? Yeah, that's going to be reduced to 1.
Yeah.
Just 1.
And then the stinger comes from above, down on top of you with a 10 to hit. Do you have your buckler shield up or something?
I do not have it equipped because I've still got my halberd.
The stinger
it's attached, but it's not defensive.
All right. The stinger comes down from on top and stings you for 3.
Ooh, and I don't think I like what's going to come next. 3 piercing is ineffective. No damage, but is there still poison administered?
No, the stinger comes down, like hits your chain, slightly goes through it, and gets like stuck in the padded. And as it pulls back, you notice that there's like a little bit of a wet spot on your armor underneath your chainmail, but it didn't puncture your flesh, leaving you with your turn.
To make my halberd attack against this scorpion. Is the hobgoblin? What's the hobgoblin doing?
It is keeping its distance, letting its scorpion do its fighting for it. I mean, it's a guard scorpion.
He's not fleeing though. 17. Oh.
Ooh.
And I think I'm going for a pierce now. I'm not sure if that's more effective, but I like get right up under that that scorpion and thrust the point of the halberd in. Not a 10. There's a D in there. 7 points of thrusting damage.
All right, which is reduced to 6 points of thrusting damage. The scorpion...
That's sweet dwarf action.
You get it like right on the underside of its head, like right in its nervous system. The scorpion starts to spasm a little bit, and its movements become slow as it is barely clinging to life.
So at the end of that round, I will discard the halberd, get in a more defensive posture with the shield, and I'm going to go ahead and draw a battle axe for the next round. Oh, nailing a 1 on that initiative.
Oh, very good.
We're going in for the kill.
Yes, the scorpion rolls a 10, and 3 is 13. So you go first.
Boom, a 14 with the battle axe and a shield punch.
Holy shit.
D8 plus 1 for the battle axe.
Oh my
8 points
God.
of damage. And D4 plus 1 for the punch. Oh, I do get a penalty. I should have a. Oh no, there's no penalty. There should be a -2 to hit, right?
If you're dual
With
wielding,
an offhand, but you don't. But I don't get the. Oh, I should be getting. There should be -2, -4 with that, shouldn't there?
if you're dual wielding, yeah.
But I have the shield proficiencies, right?
Which allows you to still get
does
the
that
AC
eliminates
benefit.
that?
It just allows you to get the AC benefit from a shield while punching with it.
Oh, that's a waste of a proficiency. Well, I'm glad I rolled really well.
Yeah.
Maybe. So is a 12 still a hit?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You crash into the scorpion, severing its head from its body, and then punching the stump of the head with the shield. The scorpion tail starts like spazzing, stinging, sort of at random while it's in its death throes.
I leap back and turn my attention to the hobgoblin. Although I guess he's got an action this round if he does anything.
Yeah, the hobgoblin is down the rest of the hill. It's got its spear. Its hide armor is still on the scorpion. And it looks towards you and shouts at you in Dwarven. Who are you?
Zwiehard! And I think I'll just roll initiative for next round. Does he actually speak common?
No, he speaks Dwarven.
Or that was Dwarven?
Yeah. The hobgoblin is spending its turn backing away from you. We can roll initiative if you'd like.
I guess. I actually don't think I'll chase him down immediately. I want to kick open a bag. Whoa, I roll really well. So I guess before I I'll probably. How far away is he?
I want to say like 50 or 60. No, he backed away on that turn, so it was like 80 feet from you.
Okay. I'm gonna kick open, hit the saddlebags. Is the scorpion done twitching, or am I worried I get stung if I look at
its tail is sort of kind of like limping, but it's basically it's done.
So I look inside the saddlebags briefly to try and get. I mostly want to know what it could be transporting that warrants such venomous protection.
You kick open one of the saddlebags, and it is filled with coal. You kick open one of the other saddlebags. It is filled with food and supplies, and you kick open a third saddlebag, and it has a clutch of weapons in it. It's got some daggers, it's got some axes, it's got a shield, a couple of buckler shields.
This is an encumbered ass scorpion. So if I can, I think I'm still going to close and attack.
I think you won the initiative, so you can do it. Can you close 80 feet in a round? I think so. You got movement rate 6. You're not encumbered, are you? Uh-oh, did he crash? Is he so encumbered that he crashed? I think he's so encumbered that he crashed. Uh-oh. Well, oh, there we go. He's back.
You're back.
Perfect.
Cool. So that delay represented me searching the scorpion.
Yes. You can close the 80 feet in a round, right?
Oh, are we stable? Hello? Yeah, I can hear you. I think we're stabilizing.
It looks pretty stable on this end. There's a bit of a cam delay, but other than that, you're fine.
Yeah, that's the usual. All right, so I can go ahead and charge the hobgoblin.
Please do.
I'm in such a frenzy, but if he speaks, I think I come at him axe wailing.
Give me that roll to hit.
18.
Oof. You hit him in the body.
Oh, I guess, sorry, the second attack would come at the end of the round.
Yeah.
Battle axing him for 7 hacking damage.
He is unarmored, so your axe sinks into his chest, and he collapses to his knees, looking up at you in surprise.
Is he still alive at this point?
He's dying. Yeah, he's below 0 HP, and with his dying breath, he says, You'll never...
Never what? I'm gonna look this guy over for any identification. Does he have his ID?
Unfortunately, he does not have his state-issued ID.
Any symbols? Any tattoos?
Yeah, as you're digging through his possessions on his body, you find it's a little disc made with a silver ring, and then it's got some sort of like red and black rock in the center of the ring with an engraved, what looks to be like a torch or something inside it. So let's say a silver ring outside, black on top, red on bottom, with like a brown inlaid something, some sort of brown stone inlaid with another red stone on top of it inlaid in the shape of a fire.
You said this was a ring, or
it's
a piece
a
of
disc.
a disc?
An
So just
unattached disc.
purely ornamental, or like not? It's not worn. It's just like a thing.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It doesn't look like there's any way to attach it to anything. Why don't you give me you don't have a history proficiency of any kind, do you?
Of course not. Dwarves only know one way to study, and that's
To hit
I don't
things
know.
with hammers.
That's it. Yeah. Pretty
right.
much.
So you have no idea what this means. Absolutely no idea.
Yeah. It's almost as if someone crafted this situation for me to stumble upon this loathsome hobgoblin laden with everything I could have hoped and dreamed for.
Not quite everything. You're still missing whetstones. You're missing any way to repair leather, but your god did guide you in the direction of the coal you needed.
So I guess I'm deciding whether to take that disc. Was it in his pocket, or is it where did you say
It was in a pocket.
In a pocket.
Yeah.
I guess I'll take it. And I'll move the scorpion's bags to my goat. How many weapons were there? It sounded like there was a lot.
Yeah, it was a bag of like 10 daggers and 6 axes and 2 shields. It was quite a haul.
All bronze.
Yeah.
Oh, can I gauge their make? Are they?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Is this orcish or hobgoblin made? Should I roll a blacksmith thing? Probably not blacksmith. Probably int based, right?
Yeah.
So let's do like a weaponsmith thing.
Sure.
Yeah. 23.
These are weapons of dwarven make, but they are brand new. They're like never been used. Not a single scratch on them.
If they're dwarven, do they have a smith's seal? Is that something that would
they do
commonly be done?
They have a seal.
Or a mark.
They do have a mark. Give me a charisma check to see if you recognize which dwarven clan made these.
That would be a 10 basic, just like all my other stats. Ooh, 24.
Yeah. This is
Dwarf
the mark.
lore.
This is the mark of one of the groups of smiths that work out of Milfaldur in the northeast of where you are.
The whole bundle?
No, it's a specific group within them.
But all the weapons are the same, right? It's like they robbed this guy's shop or something and or intercepted his shipment
or something.
Or are working with him.
Which one is it?
I guess I'll collect all of this and move it back to the valley, where the valley is just up here.
Yeah, it's a few miles away. It'll take you multiple loads with goat to bring everything back to your little shop.
Okay.
Yeah.
That scorpion was multiple times as strong as goat.
I think so, yeah.
And it could carry a hobgoblin.
Yeah.
Freaking gigantic insects breaking the laws of physics.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. I will do that. I think spend the rest of the day transporting this loot back to the forge.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna get it. How much coal is there?
There is a satchel full of coal, so I'm gonna say half a cubic foot.
Mm-hmm. Half a cubic foot. That's hardly any.
That's quite a lot of coal.
No,
it?
you burn through it by probably hundreds and hundreds of pounds.
Well, this will get you started with something. Maybe not enough to finish the task that you need, but it's enough to get the forge up and running to make small things, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, it's typically. My awareness is more of as a commodity, where you'd refer to coal or coke in tons.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe this is some magic log of ever burning stuff. I think I have that spell. Oh, I totally have that spell. Oh, Sayor is going to get this furnace lit in no time. The trouble is, once it expires, it's done. So I can use log of ever burning to turn this small bit of coal. Why was this guy transporting? Like, this is a useless amount of coal, right? We dig it out of the earth by the ton back in
this might not be enough to forge something, but it's definitely enough that you could heat a home for a few days.
Okay, so this is meant for warming a home.
This is probably not forging coal. This is probably like heating coal.
One cubic foot. I'm actually a little confused about what log of ever burning is supposed to do, but I'll think about that. Okay. But it seems like I don't want to just get it burning off the bat. I should probably wait until I'm ready. So I'm gonna have to continue journeying around.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna need at least like some stones. Need to get my axe resharpened after chopping down all those trees.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I think this is probably a good stopping spot for our first session.
I think so too. You'll be back in the valley.
Yeah.
But before we truly and fully end it, we had talked about you wanting to do weapon crafting with special critical hit stuff.
Yeah, that was an example that I gave.
Right, so if the first item that you're going to forge is going to be a hammer.
Yeah, I was thinking more, but ornamental, like a forging hammer, like a new holy. Like I'll probably make a new head for my holy symbol, which is already like a blessed hammer.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. So I don't know if I will be using it as a weapon initially.
Okay. All right. So.
But yeah. So what were you going to suggest?
I was going to ask
table?
if you wanted to put together a crit table for your hammer.
I think is this enough to make a because an axe is the finest. I mean, that's the only weapon for a proper dwarf, right?
Axe or a hammer, either one.
Or an ultra spear. There was a point this week where I considered taking an ultra spear proficiency or an ultra spear finesse, whatever, instead of a battle axe. But I figured as a dwarf, I don't know, but a weapon master, a weaponsmith, the ultra spear is the only true weapon. I mean, I think that's what we're going to get with this campaign. We're just going to realize that we should just be making mithril spears.
The spear is the primary weapon used in war throughout all of human history. It is the best weapon, best melee weapon people have ever invented.
All right. Or maybe a sweet mithril halberd? I don't know. Okay, I'll think about crit tables
Okay.
at the very least, and I can yeah.
All right. So as a recap, Zwiehard Blacksteel has 2 simultaneous quests going. One to produce something of excellent work to bring back to your family to show them that you are a true member, and a second from your god to create something to prove yourself to them. So they're sort of the same quest, but sort of different at the same time. They overlap very easily. And I think we will call it a day here, and we'll leave Zwiehard to try and piece together why his god is out of the blue asking him to do shit when they've barely communicated other than a few spells here and there.
Yeah. Shall we do experience this week, or?
Sure. Let's see.
Should we start me at 2K or 2K 1500 for the 2 different classes?
It should be the same amount, so it should just be 2K.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Total of
Let's
4K,
see.
which would have been enough to level a warrior to 3. Yeah.
Yes. So there was a giant scorpion, there were 3 orcs and 3 hobgoblins.
Yeah, I think that's it. Right?
Yeah, that's it for combat.
And there was the lone hobgoblin.
Yeah, there was 2
the one on
hobgoblins
top.
plus the lone hobgoblin plus the scorpion plus 3
Okay.
orcs.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, let's see, do we have any other... you have received a holy quest from your god.
Yeah.
Which will
Do we
be
want
some XP.
to? Should I track spell use and hit die slain for experience, or are you gonna?
No, I will just calculate it the other way. I mean, if you want to do it that way, we can, but it's time consuming, and I find it more or less evens out, and we don't need to be that granular.
All right, fine.
So why don't you take home 1450 and divide it between your 2 classes? So 725 each. Yeah.
So, I guess they'll always be the same for both classes. So just divide by 2.
Yeah.
So up to 2725. I made it, right?
Yes.
So I may actually level up as a priest pretty soon.
Perhaps. Yeah.
Nice. If I live that long.
Okay.
Oh, it's been fun.
It's been fun.
Thanks for DMing. It's yeah, good to be questing again.
Those of you that are watching live, over the rest of this week, or sometime during this week, we will come back and we will work on a crafting system for weapons and a crafting system for armor to get it a little bit more interesting and give us some more pluses and minuses. We'll work out some kinks, so when we come back next week, things might have changed slightly. We might tweak some of the existing things to make them smoother. And I think we'll have another game next Tuesday.
Yes, that should work.
Excellent. And there should also be a Fro this Saturday. A Shenanigans
Sunday?
Fro this Sunday. Shenanigans this Saturday. Assassin on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah. So that's that. I think we are out, unless Brian has any last words.
Nope. Thanks for watching.
All right. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.